Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle back with another video. And today I want to do my Naruto review, episode 46 review, English dub. So here it goes. Episode starts out with the from the previous episode where Naruto takes out Kiba there with his Uzumaki Mirage there and stuff like that. When Naruto won the fight and stuff like that. When Naruto won the fight and shit like that, everybody was cheering for Naruto there. Everybody was cheering Naruto. Technically, he went in the fight and stuff like that. So Naruto went back to the sideline. So Naruto won the fight. Then the next, then Naruto was giving like Naruto like the ointment in the previous episode also, and when that was happening with that stuff, episode starts out with Kiba uh, getting carted off and stuff like that. Hinata went down to get him the ointment and stuff like that. She's like, I make a ointment for you and Akamaru there. And Kiba was actually saying something to Hinata. Watch out for. He was actually saying watch out for Gara and watch out for he was actually saying watch out for Gara there and also watch out for Niat or Neji there because those are the and he's like watch those two guys. He's like watch that guy from the sand and the guy in the sound and watch out for Neji. That's what he was actually saying to Naruto and stuff like that. So that was going on with that shit. So when that was going on with that shit there, um, the match is gonna start up there. So the next match was Neji versus Hiata there. So they're ready to start their fight and stuff like that. Hinata was actually saying something about, or Neji was actually saying a lot of crap to Hinata there, saying a lot of fucking crap to Hinata there and stuff like that. And he's like, "You're better." He's like, "You're ready" and stuff like that. And then Hinata's like, she's like, "Yeah, I'm ready, brother," and stuff like that. It actually shocked Naruto and Sakura there. And then they saying like was actually they're like saying was actually part of it there, and technically Kashi was actually started off. He's like Kashi was actually starting off about the families there. There's the branch family and there's the head family. Mostly Hinata is mostly for the head family, and Neji's mostly for the branch family. Mostly the families don't see eye to eye. I guess they don't fucking they don't see eye to eye there, so mostly they mostly go against each other and stuff like that with the head and main and the branch family and stuff like that. And mostly they make the thing there and shit like that. So when that was going on with that shit there, Neji was he's like he was ready to do and stuff like that. So Neji uses Byakugan there. Neji actually uses the Byakugan there, and he's like he's like you're better ready and stuff like that. And then when Neji uses his Byakugan, he was ready to go into offense style and stuff like that. And Hinata was kind of shaken up and stuff like that. And then he was saying more crap. Neji was saying more crap to Hinata there, and it really pissed off Naruto there. He's like that is fucking. And Naruto's like he's like don't let this jackass. He told or Naruto told Hinata he's like don't let this jackass convince you and shit like that. And he actually said that there. Um, and then actually gave Hinata some confidence there using her Byakugan, so we finally get to see Hinata use the Byakugan for the first time. And so the match starts off, and they're having blows at each other. They're just blowing at each other and stuff like that. Like pretty like they were just blowing at each other and shit like that. They were talking about um, they were talking about something about the thing there. guy was actually explaining about it's like some type of taijutsu there. Most of the taijutsu there, mostly like Rock Lee or guys in Rock Lee's. Taijutsu is like mostly destruction there. Mostly Neji's and Hinata's one are technically blows. They're technically blows there. So the match keeps going there. We see him actually blowing or smacking across and stuff like that. When they were explaining that and stuff like that. When they were explaining that shit, there, uh, they were talking about some like parts of the thing there, and they're talking about the chakra networks and stuff like that. So they were talking about the chakra networks there, and then Naruto was like kind of dense, or Naruto didn't know what the chakra networks are, but uh, and Sakura was getting all pissed off at Naruto and smacking him in the head. He's like, uh, she's like, you know how the fuck you got? He's like, how you came a getting and shit like that, and she was like. And then there were then Rock Lee actually explained what the chakra networks is, and he's like okay, let me explain and shit like that. So he was explaining how the chakra networks work there. It's mostly because of the it's like part of the body there where the chakra networks actually has the part of the body. It makes the thing there. He was explaining how it actually really works and stuff like that. And he said if one of them blows on each other on their vital organs there, it will take massive damage also, or the chakra network takes massive damage also. That's what he was saying and stuff with the with the chakra networks there and stuff like that. That's what our chakra network there. So he was explaining that shit. It kind of looks like Hinata was trying to blow and stuff like that, and she missed the first time. She missed the first time there, and then they're blowing at each other again, and then kind of looks like Neji hits her with the chakra network there, or hits her chakra network there, and that's what it looks like. Everybody was shocked, and Naruto didn't understand. He's like, "Oh yeah, get her," or he was turning on Hinata. He's like, "Get her," and stuff like, or get him and stuff like that. And that's where the episode ends. So yep, that's pretty much it. Comment, rate my response on to it. This brand videos. We will like my videos. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to see more uploads. Comment my response on to it. This brand videos. We will like hanging out. Peace.